So the Q1 2025 sales numbers are in for the Mustang, and it is looking very, very disappointing. There might be some future hope, but let's talk about the numbers and some of the really concerning parts with the sales numbers. So I'm going to jump right into this video, and we're going to talk about the sales numbers. So in Q1 2025, Ford managed to sell about 9,700 Mustangs compared to 13,000, almost 14,000 Mustangs in Q1 of 2024. And as you can see, this is pretty much a 30% decrease in the sales year over year or quarter over quarter. And that just does not look good. We know we've discussed the sales problems with the Mustang tons of time on this channel. So I want to approach it with a different angle today and really talk about what these numbers mean. There might be inclination where it might improve in 2025 Q2 because Ford is doing the employee pricing. They're also kind of heavily incentivizing, encouraging the dealers to kind of mark those prices down and in hopes to move some of the units. So that might actually pan out well for the Ford, but still it's just not looking pretty. Q1 started seeing the employee pricing, I want to say towards the March timeframe is when they first announced the employee pricing, and it just hasn't looked good. The sales have been really terrible for the S650 Mustang. And as you guys know, we talked about the 2024 sales numbers were already pretty bad year over year compared to 2023 Mustang. So if anything, we would like to see some sort of improvement. For this to be a decrease compared to the 2024 Mustang, that does not sound good for the Mustang. Of course, as we know, pricing has been the big thing. So we're going to talk about how Ford can fix it and improve the Mustang sales. The biggest one is going to be refresh, which I just don't think it's going to happen. I would love for a refresh model to come in, but I think it's just too soon. And because of lack of competition, Ford might not act on it. Now, obviously, two things going against the 2025 model year is the prices increase compared to the 2024 Mustang, which was already the biggest problem of not selling well for the 2024 Mustang. And there was no upgrades, no new options, no new packages. Everything was the same. If anything, let's check out the wireless charging from the 2025 models compared to 2024. But everything else is pretty much the same. They just have not done any updates to the 2025. And they managed to increase the price. Go figure. You've got sales problem. You want to get more people in to sell the vehicle. So instead of discounting it even more, you jack up the price even more. So that's obviously not sitting well with a lot of people, including myself. I would upgrade to the S650 refresh if it offers a meaningful upgrade. But currently I'm an S550 Mustang, and there just isn't enough for me to kind of be convinced to buy the S650 Mustang just yet. Now, of course, Ford is doing some of this stuff because they're just being lazy. There's no competition, no Camaro, no Challenger, nothing. So Ford is just trying to be lazy and save some money, maybe for something even more exciting that we just don't know yet. I think the easiest fix for the sales number is going to be having a refresh. Having a refresh with some updates, maybe offer the Tremec transmission as the regular Mustang GT transmission, or offer a little bit more horsepower. So the Mustang GT is making 500 horsepower, same number as the Dark Horse, and even bump up the Dark Horse number to 520, kind of similar to the GT350. So that would be, in my mind, the easiest fix to fix this sales problem. In 2024, Q1, they sold about 13,700 units. This year, only 9,700 units. This is not looking good for Ford, especially with the rumors of Challenger and Charger entering back the market with the V8. That is really going to take some sales from the Mustang, and it could impact, because right now, if you want American muscle, Mustang is the only option you can get brand new. So Ford can be lazy with it, but once you have more competition, you just cannot do that. Now, of course, refresh will solve this problem if we get some meaningful upgrade, but let's be honest, refresh is just not as easy. It's not about, wanting to do a refresh and they could change up the exterior, but we don't want that. We don't want the change of exterior. We don't want the interior change. We want some meaningful upgrades like engine, transmission, something upgradable where it offers more value. So you can say the S650 Mustang is more expensive than the S550 Mustang, but at least it offers so much more. So you're kind of paying to play to get a much better car for a little bit more money. Right now, the car currently sits, the one I'm in, it's a 2019 Mustang GT Premium 401A. If I was to kind of buy this car for the S650, I would pay about $12,000 more in MSRP difference for a car that's pretty much the same car as my car. Like, there isn't just enough, like 460 versus 480 horsepower, sure. You get 486 with the optional active exhaust. You still get the 10-speed transmission, it's a little bit more refined, but nothing meaningful where I'm like, all right, this feels like a completely different car. I've driven a 650 Mustang and I enjoy how smooth and refined the 10-speed transmission is, but it's just not enough of an upgrade where I would say I want to have the S650 Mustang over this car. So while Ford cannot fix the refresh right away, it's going to take time to kind of go back to the drawing board and figure out what Ford can do to get improved sales in terms of the refresh. There are two things that I think Ford can easily do to move some of these units to improve the second quarter sales for the Mustang. First one being is obviously discount the price even more. Yes, you can haggle with the dealers and all that stuff, but if you have incentive directly from Ford, you got $6,000-$7,000 off of MSRP, more people are inclined to buy that vehicle because they know they can go in. A lot of people don't like negotiating. I don't mind negotiating. I enjoy the whole game of it, but a lot of people don't like negotiating, so they want to just go in and just go to the dealer and say, this is what Ford is offering, $5,000 off or $6,000 off of MSRP, and that's what I want to go with. That's the route I'm going to do. The other big thing is going to be financing. When I got this car, they're pretty much giving away the 0% financing on any Ford vehicle, especially on Mustangs as well. So I got 0% financing on this, but right now in this current interest rate market environment, you're seeing interest rates of like 6 to 7%. Even when Ford comes out with the special incentives or specialized interest rate, I've seen them as low as only 3.99%, which may seem like a good deal in this current market, but 3.99% on top of a price increase where you also don't have enough of a upgrade to justify the price is just not going to cut it. Ford has done this with Mustang Mach-E, and I think if they offer 0% financing, even for 60 months, not 72 months, that will help move some units. So if the MSRP of the car is $50,000, maybe you just do only $2,000 to $3,000 in incentives to kind of reduce that MSRP. But you do 0% financing, a lot of people in their mind, oh, I'm not paying interest on this loan, so it's pretty much free money. Why would I not want to get that? And that will help a lot of people to buy this vehicle with 0% financing or a discounted price. The best is obviously having a refresh, but we just know the refresh is just not going to happen anytime soon. So we are hoping that Ford is going to come up with discounted pricing and 0% financing. I mean, matter of fact, if I look up currently, it's May right now. If I look up on cars.com or cargurus.com, I still see 2024 Mustangs still sitting on the lot 2 years after they have been out. Like, it's been 2 years since 2024 and they're still sitting out. And even the incentives on them, it just says call your dealer. It's nothing special on them. I would have expected a 2024 model that is currently sitting on the market should be 0% financing, $6-7 off, just to kind of move this, because no one wants a 2024 when 2026 are out, which would be in a matter of, I want to say, a month or a couple months, when we're going to start hearing news about 2026 Mustang. They're going to be out very soon. No one wants a 2024, no one wants a 2025. So Ford plays smart with the Mustang Mach-E, where they do have the 0% financing, and I think that will be the move that Ford can do in the short term to increase the sales, because the problem with not having increased sales is eventually it's gonna either stall out where you have the Mustang with just not enough improvements, or no one's gonna wanna buy the Mustang because it's not a feasible option. It's just not enticing enough in terms of value proposition. Mustang has always been about having the fun car that has like a good value for your dollar. Nowadays, not so much. So Ford really needs to change that. And I think in my mind, if they're not going to reduce the MSRP, but if they offer more incentives or do 0% financing, that's going to move a lot of buyers. If there's 0% financing, even I might be inclined to upgrade my S550 Mustang before the refresh even comes out. So I'm hoping Ford can solve it, because I would hate to see the Mustang kind of decline in sales. It eventually just becomes a product that no one wants to pick. It's just there for the portfolio's sake, but no one wants to buy a Mustang. They would rather choose the competition, because Mustang is too expensive, doesn't offer enough value that you would kind of expect from an affordable pony car. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video in terms of what the Mustang sales numbers are doing. The quarter one has been very disappointing, and I'm hoping Ford can kind of cover it up in quarter two and rebound back with increased sales. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash the like button, and of course, subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.